Hello fellow survivors and welcome to another Interloper walkthrough, this time for Hushed River Valley or HRV. This is probably the most requested region that I walk through and we're going to do that today. Now just like my other walkthroughs, we are going to do a bit of mapping and I'm going to show you what I plan and I'm going to bring out, paint and show the route and all that stuff. But because HRV is kind of a unique case, we're going to do it a little bit different here in the beginning, and I'm going to explain to you how this works and what your strategy should be when you spawn, so that it's a little bit easier to follow when I play. Because HRV is quite unique and has no buildings. It has some landmarks, but it doesn't have buildings. And unless you really know the region, it's quite hard to know where to go. So before we start the run, I'm going to explain a few basics about this region that you should know prior to starting the run. If you were to spawn here, map knowledge is key. And if you were to spawn here and you don't feel like you know the region, maybe the best idea is just get out of it as soon as possible. But let's put that aside for now. Now the thing is about Hushed River Valley is that it's a bit unique in that it has multiple match spawns. There are actually 3 guaranteed match spawns in this region, and what you want to do when you spawn is that you want to find one of them as soon as possible and then go from there. So let me outline first where those matches are. The first one is on a corpse in a cave in the north of the map underneath Monolith Falls. This is not far from the western or northwestern cave, which is very often a main base in HRV. If you go in here, there'll be a corpse, and if you loot the corpse, you'll find matches. Very often there's a pry bar here as well. The other guaranteed match spawn is in a cave down in Hushed River Valley itself. This one is a little bit trickier because there's very often a wolf that patrols this river path. And if you get past it though, you can get these matches right away and then you can move on from there. The other one is in the ice caves. Now there's 2 different ice caves, two different networks, I would say. And the one that has the wolf in it, Sketchy, and that one has matches in it and has 3 different entrances. Now inside those ice caves, you are guaranteed to find a bedroll. You're also quite likely to find a hacksaw, but that's not guaranteed. And you'll also find matches. It will vary from run to run where in the caves those are, but they are there. So that means that when you spawn, you need to get to one of these 3 locations as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. Now, I can already hear some of the comments saying, Zach, there's a 4th spawn for matches, which is the Moose Valley area, which is here. Basically, there is a chance of a corpse spawning, and the way this has been reported to work is that there is always a corpse in Moose Valley, and that corpse will always have matches on it. But it varies where the corpse is. Usually it will be on Moose Overlook or in the middle of the map or inside this cave over here, but it does vary where it is. And according to both Kimiota and WonzAndOnly, who are 2 very experienced players in this region, this is a guaranteed match spawn. However, in preparing for this walkthrough tutorial, I went in 2 different runs on to HRV in Moose Overlook, and I could not find this corpse anywhere. It was nowhere to be found. I double checked. I went to every corner of this map. I could not find the corpse anywhere. I have found it before on other runs, so it is there, but I don't think this is guaranteed. Maybe it used to be, but it's not anymore because I could not find it. So as far as I'm concerned, there's only 3 guaranteed match spawns. So that means that when you start an Interloper run, your main goal is to find one of these 3 matches, or all of them, and then go from there. So that's kind of like the idea. So for example, if you were to spawn over here by Offset Falls, you can just go up the river right away and head to the cave and get the matches, and then you're all good. If you were to spawn near the Moose Valley, you can head either north to the cave there, or you could head down towards the river and to that cave, for example. So that's pretty much it. Like when you spawn in HRV, you just need to know where you are, and then from that moment, you just find the matches, and then you plan the rest of your run from that moment. So with that in mind, you now know how this works. You need to spawn, get the matches right away, and then plan the rest of the run. So we're going to do that. We're going to hop in right now and do a game where we spawn in Hushed River Valley. Just one quick disclaimer, this run was recorded on patch 197, which was the hotfix patch following the release of episode 4, and just 3 days after this run was completed, Hinterland released a new patch called Perilous Constraint, which is patch 198, and that released Blackrock as a new region and a few other things. However, this shouldn't affect any of the content at all. I have not seen any gameplay change or any change in HRV at all in further testing that I did. So the content you're about to see will be completely accurate in the new patch. And if you're watching from the future, then hello future. Hope you're doing well there. And I don't know if they change something in the future, but I highly doubt that there will be significant changes to HRV and the gameplay you're going to see in future patches. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope it's still educational. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, hello fellow survivors. Player Zach here. Thank you, Editing Zach, for the introduction. So I'm now going to jump into a game and do HRV. Before I start, a couple of disclaimers. I recently recovered from a cold, so if I sound a little bit different, that's why, but hopefully that's okay. And let's go into survival mode and jump into HRV. Now I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'll make a couple of disclaimers, but first things first is I'm going to do 2 starts. What I thought I would do is to first do a Interloper HRV spawn with dawn on. So let's do that. So let's do it. I mean, I thought I would do this. Dawn or noon and clear. So what I thought I would do is do an HRV spawn on a clear day so you can see where I am and what I'm doing. And then I will get to the matches just to show you very clearly where to go and what you should do first if you ever spawn here. After we've done that, found the matches, we'll do another one, but this time we'll random and we'll go from there. So let's do that first. And before I start, I just wanted to give a shout out to streamer WonzAndOnly, because this HRV walkthrough has been highly requested by my viewers, and I know HRV pretty well, but just to make sure I covered everything, I checked with WonzAndOnly before I did this recording, and he had 1 or 2 pointers that I didn't think about. So thanks to Wonz for making this walkthrough even more thorough than it was when I started making it. Wonz is one of those people who spawns in HRV a lot because he plays no-goer constantly, so if you want to see someone do this live, you can always check out his stream. Now that being said, let's jump into HRV and do a quick spawn. We're just going to spawn on a clear day, find the matches right away, and then we'll do a new one that is like the real one, so to speak. So let's do that. Let's choose Hushed River Valley, and then I'll choose Mark for this. And it doesn't really matter what we choose there because we're not going to continue this run, so we'll just skip it completely, and we'll call it just clear HRV. So let's do that. Okay, so let's see where we are. Alright, I hear waterfalls. Okay, so this is one of the best spawns because you have multiple options with this spawn. So where we are now is we're right in front of Moose Valley. If you head forward here, we'll see we will find Moose Valley. There's a little valley in the middle of the map, or like to the east of the map rather. You can get a moose spawn down here. Up here is the road to the southern signifier. There's a northern signifier. And you can maybe get a match down here. Okay. Now what would you do first if you have the opportunity to do so is to find out where the signifier is. In this case it's to the south. So we know we should head to the south. So that's basically your goal now. Now that you spawned, you know you should head here as soon as you can. But your priority is still to find matches, so we should do that first. Now the good thing about this spawn is you have 3 different options really in terms of getting the matches. So let me show you what they are. As I talked about on the map, you can now enter the ice caves that's just over here, right in front of me now. And you can get the bedroll and the matches right away, but there is a possibility of Sketchy being in there. Another option is to head down here to the river and head towards the cave with the matches right away. Might require some billy goating, but it's not too bad. And then the third option is to head straight to the north of the caves this way, and you'll find some matches there. If you do go this route though, this is probably the easiest to navigate. You have to be careful of a wolf that's between this position and the wall over there, and that wolf could really mess things up. So, you can really choose from this point on. I think the easiest one is to now head straight ahead and to the matches that are there. The most risky one is this one, through the ice caves, because Sketchy could be in there. And then you have the other option, which is the river. I think we'll probably go to the river, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to head up and down. Because if you try and go through the river itself, if you try and follow the river path, you can easily get stuck. Because it's not very hospitable terrain. Instead we're going to find a way to shimmy down. And let's see. We're going to go around a little bit, I think. They blocked things out. Here's often a wolf, so be careful here. We could maybe see if the wolf is around. If he is, we're going to go back. See, if there's no wolf, we could just head this way. Be a bit careful here. Okay. Is that the wolf? No. I don't think there is a wolf, so you could take advantage. And yeah, okay, there's no wolf, so that makes things a lot easier. Yeah, okay. Well then, we'll go this way. We can just run. The wolf might appear, but anyway. Go up here, head towards the rabbits. You can use the rabbits as shields if you want to, in case a wolf does appear. Just head up here. You can hunt the rabbits if you want. And we should be coming up to a cave here that's right in front of us now. No wolf today, so that's fortunate. If there is a wolf, you just have to sneak past him. And that's the only choice you have. And here's the cave I'm talking about. So this cave here, where the rabbit is running in, this one here, is one of the 3 guaranteed match spawns. It will be on the corpse that you see inside there. Hello rabbit, how are you doing? And this is what it looks like behind, if you're wondering where we are. Okay, so let's go inside, and very often there's a pry bar here as well, and there is. There's a pry, and this guy should have matches. And there we go, matches. And now you're good, right? Like, you don't have tinder, but you can just make tinder with this. We're harvesting it. And then you'll have to start a fire. And once you have that, you're pretty much good to go. Then you have your torch, you have your fire source, you can protect against wolves, and yeah, then you're pretty much golden to start looting HRV. And that's really all there is to it. And yeah, see, now we're even warming up.
Looks like it worked.
I can start making water if I want, and so on. So yeah, without that's pretty much how you just start when you spawn an HRV. You gotta know what the matches are. If you don't, it's very, very difficult. And that's pretty much all there is to it. In this case, it was a bit lucky that the wolf wasn't there, but if it is there, just be careful, crouch a bit, try and distract it with stones, and then get through to this place. And then you take it from here. And that's pretty much it. While we're here, we could do a illustration of how to get down in case this happens. In case you want to go the other route. There is a wolf nearby, as you can hear. But it's... oh, there it is over there, I can see it. It's by the eastern side. Let's get over here so we can shimmy down. There's multiple different routes to shimmy down to the river. And I don't know all of them by heart, because you only really need to know how to really go down to the river during the spawn. You don't really need it any other time. Oh, rarely anyway. But let's just go here. Let's go backpedal a little bit. What you could do is do what we did and spawn over there. And you can head this way instead. And as you can see, there is a rope here. You can just climb down. And that will take you very close to the cave. And then you have matches. This is a little bit easier to avoid wolves going this way as well, because if they aggro you, you can just head over here and then climb down. And there we are. So that's pretty good. And in fact, the cave is just below us now. So you could just climb down this rope right here. Or what you could do is just really go down. It's not that hard, really. Minor damage there. I'm doing it quite quickly, but it's pretty easy. It's pretty much just steps down, as you can see. And then we are down in Hush River. And now I think the cave is it here? I think it's here. Yeah, here's the cave. So we spawned right there. Not quite there, but like behind this rock over there. So you could just go over here and shimmy down. You could also try and shimmy down here, but it's not always accessible. And then you head here into this cave, and you'll see that there are matches here. See?
This stuff will come in handy.
And now you have that, and then you can do the same thing. So yeah, that's how an HRV spawn works. You just gotta head to the matches right away. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very difficult to survive in this region. It's just too brutal. You don't have buildings, and you might not be warm inside the caves either. So that's how you should do it. That's how you should start. Now, with that said, why don't we do a proper run and see how we fare with a random spawn. So let's do that. Okay, so start a new one. We'll do new. We'll do custom again. And just to make sure, we're going to go on the Interloper here, and we'll do random. I see they've actually changed this, because before, when I did my custom ones, this didn't used to say random, but now it does. Unless it was something you did this way. Yeah, okay, it seems to be an artifact of this. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to do a Interloper, and we're going to do that. It does say random, right? Yeah, it says random now. Oh, nice. Then we'll do Hushed River. We'll do Astrid this time, and we'll choose 2 feats, because an interloper usually has 2 feats, and I think I want to go for Cold Fusion. You could maybe go for Fire Mastery in this region, just because you want to get fire faster, but I don't think it's necessary. I think I will, in this case, do probably Snow Walker. Okay, and then we'll call it HRV walkthrough. Now, before we begin, one more disclaimer. In this video, and probably this video only, I'm going to add a map to the bottom right of the screen. This is a map added digitally after the recording and editing, And I thought I'd do this because HRV is the hardest region to navigate because it has almost no landmarks. It's very open, there are no buildings, it's very hard to know what's going on and where I am. So I thought to make things easier for you, I would put a superimposed minimap on the screen that tracks where I am at all times, so you can follow what's happening and where I am. So I'm going to do that. Let me know in the comments if you like this map or it's just in the way. And I don't know if I'll add it to other videos because it's quite tricky. You have to manually edit it in later and it takes a while. One of the reasons this video took a while to make. But I hope it's useful for this video in particular. I will not be having it on when I reach Milton. It will only be on for HRV. I'll be using my own charcoal map that I made. But when I am inside the ice caves, I'll be using a map by someone called Lindenparker, who made an ice cave. And there's several other HRV maps to find, though, so there's all sorts. So that being said, why don't we jump in and see how this goes? And I'll guide you to the process. And once we've established ourselves, I'll also do my usual walk map through, and we'll see how that works. So let's jump in, shall we, and see what happens. Okay, so let's see where we are. Okay, this is another good spawn. This is the western side by the waterfall. Some experienced streamers will even, when they hear this noise, hear the waterfall behind them, they'll immediately hit sprint because they know that right in front of them is the Hushed River itself, and that will lead to matches. But because we are not playing on no-go or anything, we're playing regular Interloper, I'm going to take my time to harvest these cattails and do that right away. This will also give us some tinder, and that should make fire easier, and we should be able to get through this with minimal damage. Alright, let's get all of these. And I'm hoping that in front of me there will be some bunnies, because if there's a wolf between me and the matches, I can use the bunnies as a shield against the wolf. I need some stones as well. Is that a bunny? It is. Okay, we got some bunnies. 3 bunnies actually. And I'll show you how you use them as shields. There's a wolf ahead. We're going to scare them off this way, just like this. Okay. And keep doing that. I'm going to harvest some more of these while we do that, because I don't really care if I get cold right now, because I want this. Let's scare them off again. There we go. Because I need to get these matches, and if the wolf is in the way, I need to use them as bait. Let me use this left bunny here. There you run, that's good. Getting all of these as well. Okay, so right now I scare the bunny over here. There he is. I'm gonna grab this one too. I need to make sure that he goes forward and not backwards. Go forward. Go. Thank you. And I follow the rabbit. There we go. See, here's the wolf.
Cold.
Now let's see if... Okay, so the wolf killed the rabbit, and I should be able to get past the wolf. There you go. See, now I got past him. And thanks to that rabbit, we can now run home free to the cave that's over here. And we should find it right over here somewhere. There should be the rope. Maybe further to the side, further ahead.
It's so cold.
Okay, it should be right over here.
I want to lay down for a bit.
There we are. And the matches should be here. It's quite dark, but I should see them. There they are. And so it's a backpack. I don't know if I have any sticks actually. Oops. Usually there's some wood there as well. Let's see, is there wood there? I can't actually see. I don't have any fuel. A little bit of a miscalculation. There's usually though some wood. Here we are. I just didn't see it. There we go. I had to waste a match because I just couldn't see it. But anyway, now we have that. We can start a fire, and then we are on our way. And yeah, just like in the one I showed you, we just had a different spawn, but now we have matches. And we're good. So now we can go into the ice caves. We can warm up and start looting and making a plan. All right, so there we are.
Oh, lucky day.
I'm gonna grab some torches, and I'm gonna grab this coal here. Any more coal? Yeah, there's lots of coal in here. There we go. So what we'll do then is we'll put one coal on here to warm up.
I'm too cold.
We'll put this to make some water. Get douse this, is a good torch. Let's grab these. And then we're going to head back to the wolf over there. A lot of cattails in HRV. Some more of them here. And you can see we're off to a fairly good start. And there's multiple things we can do now. But the best thing, in my opinion, is to head into the ice caves. And start looting that. We also need to find out where the signal fire is. Time of day is it's midnight, okay. Which means we need to head and find the bedroll as soon as we can. Because there are no natural places you can really sleep here. Except for some snow shelters and what have you. There we go. And then while this is doing that, we'll make a tea. While warming up. You might as well warm up to the fullest. It doesn't really matter. We can do another one of these. And let's see. We got enough tinder. We don't have any sticks to start a fire. It's the only thing. But what we can do is we can harvest this. And then we should be fine. Let's have 2 sticks actually. No, we don't need it because inside the ice cave this one. So now we have a stick to start the next fire. We have coal and we have tinder and we have 10 matches. Let's warm up with this. There we are. That's pretty much it. Let's grab a couple of torches. That's a bad torch, but that's okay. I think. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to head back to where we just came from. But the difference now is that if the wolf is there, it doesn't really matter because we have a torch, so we can scare him off. Let's also grab some more cattails that might be here. Is that cattails? Yes, it is. Of course, if the wind blows out the torch, that makes things a little bit harder, but then we could just head up this rope or something like that. Let's get all of this. The wind is picking up a bit. Oh, extra coal. You can sometimes find coal in rivers. It's kind of like as if nature's pushing out. Not many though, but you can find 1 or 2. I think I ran past a couple more. No? There's the wolf in front of us. Yeah. But this time he's no longer a threat because of this. And he's off. And he must have eaten his bunny by now. There's a couple more cattails. See if we can preserve this this torch. And then we're going to head into this waterfall here. You see this waterfall in front? And this is actually a cave. It's one of the ice caves. There's 2 cave systems in HRV, and I'll explain both of them when I get in here. And before we exit it, I'll do a sit rep on what the plan is for the rest of this run and what we're going to do.
I'm freezing.
Is there any more? No. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and get past this. by not getting wet. So we're going to take off our clothes. We're going to do this. We're going to place it, go through. See if we can place it like, yeah, there we are. And we can go in. It actually auto-equipped it there. And then we're going to put this back on. And now we're warming up. I guess slightly wet because I'm walking on this. Okay, so we're inside one of the ice caves now. And let's just move through this and see what we find. Ah, we found the hidden cache. So this hidden cache is usually always in HRV, but it's in several fixed location options. I actually don't know all of them because it's not something I look for all the time. We can see what's inside. We have whetstone. Oh, that's lucky. Oh wow. Okay, this was definitely worth it. So much stuff in it. Crazy, crazy loot. Okay. That's not your average spawn there, but okay. And this one can be here. It can also be in near, I think it can be near the western cave, and it can also be near the southern ropes, I think. There might be other spawns as well. I don't actually know all of them by heart, but I can add a post edit note from Wonz because he probably knows where they all are, but that was a bit lucky. Okay, now we're in one of two ice cave systems in HRV, and people get lost here all the time. Like they go one way and then like, where the hell am I, you know? But it's not that hard. What you can do is to just choose one direction, either left or right, and go there the entire time. So you get to a junction like this and you just choose either left or right, and you always turn that way and you'll never get lost. For example, in this case, if I choose to always go left, I go left, and I get to here, then I get to a dead end, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just continue going left, and so on. And then you can, eventually you will get out by doing this. Now the way the ice caves works in HRV is that there's two systems of them, each connected by 3 entrances or exits. And this is one out of 3 entrances. This is the one with the double waterfall. Let's unequip this again. See if we can get past it. This one's a little bit trickier than the other ones. I think it can be done because the good thing about the ice caves is it's quite easy to see.
Never felt so cold.
We're going to figure out a way to place this. There we are. Alright, and we are through. And let's check up here quickly. Now, this particular ice cave system here is the non-linear one. I call the other one the linear one because they are all entrances to that cave are pretty much in a row. This is the way up. We're going to go there in a second. I'm just going to check everything here. And this one is more like the one that connects to the rest of HRV. So this particular ice cave system I'm in now has 3 exits. Here's one of them. We can actually go out, as you can see where we are. And you'll maybe recognize. So here we are. This, oh, it blew out. That's unfortunate. But this is not far from the monolith lake. Let's just pick these up while we're at it. Unfortunately, we lost a torch doing this, but that's okay. We get some rose hips in return. And let's go back inside. Now the last exit. I have to do this now and use a match. I have to light the fire soon to get more torches. Let's check it. Yeah, we got some wood. You'll find different loot in these ice caves. Now I was lucky to find the container, which is not something I was betting on, but classic Zach, find the best loot on the first try. Bit lucky, but you get a lot of misc loot around here, not to mention a bunch of coal, so it's totally worth going in here. Sometimes there's a backpack here, for example. You get sticks, you get coal, you can stay warm, you can make fire, you can make water, you get a bit of miscellaneous loot here and there. So it's a pretty good place to go and just overall stay warm and get some resources. And the system we're in now is the, well, let's call it the Western system. And this one pretty much just has different connections with other exits and some miscellaneous loot. The cave you want to go into is the other one, the linear one, also known as Sketchy's cave. Okay, we need to make a fire, we need to do it quick. Let me just do this fast and I'll continue explaining. Come on, no fire, don't fail me, because I have to use another match. Oh god. Okay, we have one more chance before this burns out. Go.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
Come on, fire, come on. There we go. We can put on one coal just for extra warmth. Let's make some more water. Alright. Let's also break down these just for extra sticks. You don't really need it though, but it takes 2 minutes. So what's 2 minutes? Once it's a clearer day, we can go outside and get our bedroll. Okay, and let's also craft this. And I think we can craft the next one too. And one bad thing about HRV, there's no cloth, so even if you find a sewing kit, we can't really make anything. Okay, I think I'm actually going to make a tea. And then we'll make some more water. And I'm going to grab some torches. Oof, that's bad. But I'll take all the torches I can get at the moment. As I always say, I like to have at least 3 torches, but in the early game I like to have multiple. Okay, that's a good one. Let me just try something. Yeah, that's also good. Need to add another coal to that. Okay. There's a trick where if you pick a torch from the exact same spot every time, you can get really good torches. I haven't verified it though, but I believe it's what see. I got a good torch. If I now don't move the mouse and pick another one, it will be the same. See, it's the exact same condition. So if you find somewhere on the fire that gives good torches, you can duplicate that with more torches that are good. In this case, it seemed to be pretty much exactly at this spot here. Ah, I must have missed a little bit. Yeah, you get the idea. How long has this got? 5 minutes. Let's put on a couple more sticks then. Doing good with food until we've got 38 cattails, so we're not in any struggle at all with food. Alright, let's get the water, let's get another torch, and let's keep moving. Before we exit, I'll tell you the sit-rep plan for this. If you get really lost in these things, if you really struggle, what you can do is you can make markers with the spray can. You know, they actually have some uses, and you can put them down here and mark which way to go. Or you could do something like, you know, something like this. Drop a stick, and then just place it like, go this way. You know, something like that. And you get there again, you say, oh, I need to go this way. So for example, you could do that. I'm just looking around at the moment, so I'm not taking that route right now. Sometimes you can find a wolf carcass in here as well, which would give you a hide. Let's see what we got. There's some more sticks in here. I never actually memorized, here's the atrium, yeah, that's where I want to go, but not quite yet. I never actually memorized the ice caves, because I didn't really see the need to. They are not that complicated. It's just that it's easy to lose track. That's all. To where you were, where you came from. But you'll eventually find your way out. You're not going to really get that lost, in my opinion. Yeah. You know, because I placed this,
Surrounded by
I
snow
know that
and
we
nothing
came
to
from
drink.
here, and it's telling me to go this way. And I'm really going this way up here. But you know, you get the idea. I'm just walking around now, making sure I haven't missed anything. I think we are doing good. Here's the other corpse, the other dead end. Is this a full
I'll take
torch?
it.
No, but it's decent. More wood. Let's keep going. I believe the atrium has 2 entrances. The second one, I think, is here. You can also listen to the stream. It'll tell you where you are in the cave. Just listen to the stream, you'll find it. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, there's these 2 connectors, and then we are in the atrium. Now, in this atrium here, there'll be some miscellaneous loot. There'll also be a corpse here. It's not always there, but it's usually there, and you can get some weird loot like here. You have a rabbit that's cooked.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
You have some rose hips, and then you have the corpse itself and a pot, which is great. And then this one also comes with 2 cured rabbit pelts and a gut, which will speed up getting the hat or gloves later. So it's actually quite good. It's worth going here. Now, one thing else you can do in this particular area is look for the bullets, because it is possible to get revolver bullets here. They're usually on the ground and fairly invisible, but you can find them. I don't think they are here now. Maybe they've been patched out since I last did this, but it's more coal. I don't think they are here now. But I have found revolver bullets on the ground here. Usually they are next to corpses, though. But anyway, they're completely useless on Interloper, but you can find them. We'll probably will find them elsewhere. And now I can climb up. We don't need to throw the torch up. I mean, if you wanted to, though, you could do this. But with the new patch, you can just climb with the torch, so it doesn't make a difference. There we are. Let's have a drink. And let's keep moving. It's almost dawn, so we're looking good. I believe the exit is this way, but let's just check here. And we found the other bunny. This is another thing you can find here. Sometimes you'll find a rabbit carcass, which we'll probably harvest actually. I think we'll do it now before we exit. Let's find the exit first. We can harvest it while we make water and that sort of thing. Okay, it should be up here, I think. Yeah. Let's check here as well. Is there a wolf carcass for us, maybe? No. Nothing today. But you see, these ice caves are totally worth going into. We have a bunch of misc loot. You're warm. I mean, look how little health I've lost. This is going really, really well. Sleep is the only real concern at this point. Okay. There should be some more coal here as well. There we are. So there's the exit. So let's start a fire with this torch. Yeah, we can use the cedar wood. That's fine. Let's see here. We can make some more water. Now we have the big pot as well.
Perfect.
We got a lot of everything. Let's put another piece of coal on here. Okay, and then we're going to do is we're going to make more water. Let's make 2 liters of water. We'll make water with this one as well. And we'll harvest this bunny that we picked up. This could give me food poisoning, so I'm not going to eat it yet. Not until I find mushrooms. Let's do. We'll do it in ½ kilo. And then in 0.8 kilos. That should be done. And we can cook this in the meantime. 20 minutes. How's this one? 29 minutes. That means we can harvest this while we do that. There we go. Let's eat that. Put that down. Let's put another, put some sticks on it. And this takes how long? 40 minutes. I don't think this will burn, but I'm not sure I want to risk it either. Let's see. I'm not sure I need the guts anyway, so I might leave this. I don't really need the guts. It's just going to attract wolves, so I think we'll just leave it. Let's do a little bit of inventory management here. This is the fresh one. It's curing. And actually, if this one gets cured, because we found these ones, we can make the, I think it's the hat. Yeah, that we can make the hat. But later, which is nice. Okay, so let's eat this as well. And let's make a tea while that's doing that. And yeah, we do that and that. Let's take this and let's grab a torch now. Before we go out, let's do the sit rep so you can understand what's going to happen next, including where we are and where we're going. So let's do that right now, shall we? Let's jump into my trusted map. All right, here we have the HRV map. So this is a map that I put together. It's a composite of my main Interloper run HRV map. A few of the icons are missing or have been removed, but I just thought this was a cleaner one to show what we're planning for this run. Now, as you might remember, we spawned here in the Offset Falls, and we took the river up around these bends and up to this cave over here where we got our matches. We then went back to this ice cave down here and entered this cave system. Actually, let's use yellow for that. Okay, so we went into this ice cave system. We traversed up through it and came out on this cave, just to illustrate where we were. And now that we continue, we're actually going to come out of this cave that's up here in the northern part of HRV. Sorry about that. Now, what we're going to do once we get out is we need to establish where the mysterious signal fire is. It's going to be in one out of two places. It's either going to be here, which is the northern part, or here, which is the southern part. It will never be both. It will only be one of these two, but we need to figure out which one. If you're lucky and you spawn something like here, you can maybe, when you spawn, see right away if the signal fire is here or here, and then you can make a decision from that moment on. But we at the moment don't know where it is. We don't know if it's the north or south. So what we're going to do, we're going to come out of this cave and we're going to look over here to see if we can see if there is smoke here. And if there isn't, it must be to the south. And then we'll make our decision from there. Regardless of what happens, we need to go into Sketchy's cave after this, which is the cave system I'll mark it here in orange. It's this cave here, and this cave, and this cave. And these are connected by one system. You can, of course, enter these caves right away when you spawn, but the problem is that if you run into Sketchy before you find the matches, then you're pretty much defenseless against Sketchy. So it's better to do this after you find the first set of matches. Now the thing is, if we come out here and the mysterious signal fire is here, then we will loot the signal fire, and then we'll Billy go down into these caves, and then we'll go through these caves. We'll find the bedroll, maybe the hacksaw and the matches, and we'll come out on this side. And if the mysterious signal fire isn't here, it doesn't really change anything, because if that's the case, we're still going to Billy go down and go through these caves. And if that's the case, we're going to go out and check this out. The only thing it might do is that if it's not here in the north, we could maybe go to the east and check out this location over here in blue, because that's where the moose carcass is. A moose carcass can spawn here, but it's extremely rare. I've never experienced it myself, although I've seen some players have it. But honestly, I'm not sure if it's worth doing that. However, regardless, when we come out here on this southern side, we could, if the mysterious single fire is here, we will go and loot that, and then we'll Billy Goat down into Hushed River again. And if it's not, if it's actually in the north, we'll loot this area here in the south. Because there's one more thing to really look for before we leave Hushed River Valley, and that's a campsite. Let's use, oh, I don't know. Let's use purple for that. There's an abandoned campsite. It can vary where it is. And sometimes it's here on top of some rocks, which is kind of hard to see, but if once you know how to get there, it's not that hard. I also found it on a ledge over here. And you can also find it by this lake over here. I think there's a fourth place, but I'm not 100% sure where that is. It might be over here, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so if that's wrong. In any case, it's worth checking that out because it's got pretty good loot. You can get another hacksaw, you can get a lot of food, you can get good clothing, so it's worth just trying to find it while we're in the area anyway. So we'll possibly be going to these locations to see, and we'll probably go this way as well because this cave here I think is called the Lonely Cave. Can have the hacksaw if we don't find it inside Sketchy's cave system. So after we've done that, then it's bing bada boom, go out and out of here, and we are out of HRV. There's nothing else really to do. We could, of course, if we have time and opportunity, we could, of course, go and loot something like the matches here in the north. That's one option. There are some other caves that have some loot, like for example this one over here and this one. But none of these, except for maybe this one, are not particularly important. So it's really not that big a deal to loot all of HRV. What matters is to get the hacksaw, the bedroll, the matches, the mysterious single fire. And that's pretty much the big loot of HRV. The rest can wait. So it's better to go out and then come back in later when you have weapons. So yeah, so that's the plan for this run. So now let's just get back in the game and see where we are. All right, we're going to head outside, but before I head outside, I'm going to drop a torch here. Actually, we don't need to because the fire is burning, but normally if there's a blizzard outside, or you think there might be a blizzard outside, what you want to do is you just drop a torch and then you go outside and check. Because if there is a blizzard and it blows out, well, then you are not looking too good, and you need to go back and get the torch. In this case, we're fine. So we're gonna go back out here. Okay, so while we're here, we might as well loot some cat tails and some rose hips. Let's get all of this. And let's see if we can tell where the single fire is. I'm going to keep looting this up because there's so much food. It makes things a lot easier. You can also find a wolf carcass up here. It's not always there, but sometimes there's a wolf carcass up here. We can just check quickly so you know what I mean. But up here, doesn't seem like it's there, but sometimes there's a wolf carcass there. Let's see if we can see the smoke. I can't see it as of yet. We're going to keep looting these cattails. Not too worried about the cold. We can always head back inside if we want to. Look how much food there is here. There's so many cattails. But once you spawn and you get the matches, you are good. There isn't really there isn't much concern because you have so much fuel, you have so much food. You can easily live in Hushed River Valley for quite a long time just by a spawn. It's just that you can never really hunt, really, but you could survive there longer if you wanted to. Okay, so let's see, where is the single fire? Let's see if we can see. Oh, it is here. Okay, we have the single fire, you can tell by the smoke. So we have the northern single fire there. Okay, this makes it a little bit tricky. Let's grab these cattails first, and I'll explain why that is tricky. Okay, so the reason it's hard is because in the southern single fire, it's very easy to get to. You can just literally just walk there, and then you have to billy goat down because there are some bushes blocking your way. If you have a hatchet, you can cut down the bushes and you're free. But in a spawn, you can't do that. So you have to climb over it. In the south, that's easy. You can just walk over them and then you're stuck on that side, but you can billy goat down. Here it's much harder. It's very difficult to do, but I'll give it a try. There's two different ways you can do it. I have my way and other people have their way. But let's just, before I do that, let's just head in here and warm up a little bit first. Just to not take too much damage. I just want to warm up a little bit first. Oh, let's also grab these. We can always craft some stuff. And then we can head and try and get this single fire. Oh, I can't buy it. There we are. There's lots of resources here in HRV. Okay, so let's just warm up a little bit. Okay, here we are. We don't even need the fire. I'm just going to warm up a little bit, but I am going to start one anyway with a stick, just to level up the fire skill. We'll warm up a little bit, and then we'll head back out. I also want to craft some teas. I'm not too worried about my health because you can just heal it back up when you sleep, but let's try and keep things as good as we can. Let's put one coal up here. How much water do we have? We have quite a lot, but let's put 1 liter of this, and let's also start cooking some stuff like this. And while that's heating up, let's do this. Make some teas. Make another one. We're gonna have an uneven amount of rose hips now because of those 3 we found. And that, and how's this looking? Yeah, we're doing good. I think that's it. Yep, it is. We can put a couple of these down, I guess. Put them next to here, just to have them warm. Nice little tea circle. That's almost boiled. Let's put a couple sticks down here. Okay. I have water. We have hot teas. Alright, let's go outside and get to this mysterious single fire. Before I do, let me just save the game quickly by going back in. You'll see me do this several times in this walkthrough. Usually it's because I'm cutting between segments, or I'm just saving it for the sake of being sure. Alright, let's get over this little climb here. There are 2 different ways to get over. One is the most common one, which is to sort of glide along the edges here and over, which I'm not particularly good at. I actually only managed once to do it. And then the other way is, well, you know, the Zak way, which is to use a campfire, which I'll show you. I think you're meant to go along this ledge here, but I'm really bad at it. You can also try going up here. And you need to be high enough to like walk on this ledge here. You have to go in this corner without falling down and up, and same thing here. And oh, I fell down a little bit. And oh, I got it. I got over. So that's one of the ways you can get over this ledge. The other way to do it, which I'll show you if I come back here, is you see this little, see this part here, this sort of rectangle. You can just barely not get up there, but if you go on the edge of it and then use a campfire trick, you can boost yourself on top of this ledge, and then you can walk across here as well. Maybe while I'm talking, I'll superimpose a video on how that's done, and then you can see how that works. So if you can't manage to walk over like I just did now, you can instead try and use a campfire boost to get up there. If you watch that and you still don't know what's a campfire boost, let me explain it very quickly. If you are on an edge like this and you place a campfire and cancel, you'll see that I do a little jump like this. See? I'll do a little jump. That's launching the character a tiny bit upwards, which means that if I push backwards and place a campfire, I will go upwards slightly. See? The only problem is that you have very high chance of spraining, and it's a complete exploit to do it. They'll probably patch it out at some point. Well, anyway, now we're up here. We made it past the bush. We can't go back that way though. That's not possible. It's completely blocked off. But I'll show you how to get down. Now here we are at the mysterious signal fire. This will always be here burning, even though you be looted. So after I've looted this area, it's still going to be burning for the rest of the run. And it will always be here in the north. In another run, it might be in the south. So for every run, there is a 50-50 chance where it will spawn. In my case, it is here in the north. Now, you get some really good loot here. You can get hammers, you can get mackinaws, all sorts of things. There's even a snow shelter, which we could use to stay warm, but you don't really need it, I would say. But if you wanted to, I could go in here and stay warm. Not bad, eh? I could also harvest it for some cloth. 2 cloth, 20 minutes. I could maybe do that. Just because it's nice to have the cloth. Let's see what else we got. We got a hammer. So we did find a hammer. That's fantastic. So we got that. In here, there's usually a mackinaw. And there we go. A mackinaw jacket. Now you're probably starting to understand why HIV is quite a good spawn, isn't it? Some food. We got a moose steak. How nice. Some wood. And actually, let's see. So that this guy has sewing kit. Okay, if that's the case, might want to break this down for the 2 pieces of cloth. I call it 10. Okay, let's start a fire here then. Level up some fire skills or at it, just so I can maybe break down this snow shelter for the 2 pieces of cloth. That's pretty much it, because there's no cloth in HIV. That's the one thing that's really bad about this area. You won't find any cloth other than the clothes that you are wearing and find and that you can harvest. And that's about it. So if you later in the game plan on staying in HRV and have it as like a base or something like that, you might want to bring some cloth. Let's see here. Still too cold. That's right. We'll put a stick somewhere. Now, someone asked me the other day, why did I put the fir firewood on? Because the fir firewood can actually be used to repair the hammer. And if you look, I don't know if you knew this, but you can repair a hammer by clicking actions and then repair, and it only requires fir. And that's it. So it's very easy to repair a hammer. I almost never do it though. On my 1000-day Interloper run, I think I've done this once or maybe twice. But you don't need to save it for that, because you can just get fur anywhere. It's just a regular limb, you know. You'll find it all over the place. Okay. While I'm breaking this stuff down, why don't we warm up some teas? Actually, let's also eat the moose steak. That'll give us quite a lot of calories. And let's get a drink. We'll heat up some of these, 2 of these, and let's break this down. But I want the cloth. And there we are. Nice. Alright, so we should head out of here now. Now, one thing you might be wondering, how did you get back? I mean,
Tired.
we couldn't cross the bushes, so how do we get back? Well, you have to barely go down. It's the only way, I'm afraid. There's multiple ways you can do it. If you want, you can go down this way. I have done it a few times. It's perfectly fine. You just kind of go down here on these ledges down here, and you get down to this climb, and then you go back down towards here. It's not much harder than that. But there is a fall down here. You most likely will fall at least once doing that. So it's not the best way. But there's no wrong way of doing it that way as well. Okay, so let's grab this. Let's grab these T's and let's go. I'll show you how to get down. It's not that hard. You just need to be a little bit gentle when you use your keyboard to get down. If you're watching this and you're playing on like a PlayStation or Xbox, you can still do it. No worries. It's just a little bit easier on the keyboard. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to climb down this waterfall, basically. And I'll show you how that's done. So you can try and get back here, but you're probably not going to manage. It's very, very difficult. Instead, you want to go down this way. I think you can just go here. Yes, you can. And then now at this plateau here, you have the waterfall in front of you. You want to go down here. And you see that the edge is sloping slightly. So you just go down there and then you very carefully hit the keyboard. I might record my hands and superimpose it after. You can see how this is done. It's literally clicking right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. If you want, you can crouch and that will reduce the chance of missing or getting a sprain. Very high chance of getting a sprain, as you can see. Now we're halfway. We're underneath the waterfall. Above this cave here, we actually want to go there. Oh, there's a deer. Maybe we'll harvest that. From here, it's pretty easy. You just go down here. And now around this corner here. It's pretty much a path here. And there we are. And now you just go up here. And from here, it's pretty easy. Get down on the snow. And then go down here. And head down. And actually, seeing as we're here, we are very close. Oh, another sprain. Oh, there's the wolf. We are very close to the aforementioned matches. They are over here. So I think while we're here, we're going to go and pick them up. Because then we have twice as many matches. And then we can maybe sleep in that cave before we explore anything else. We should be warm enough, but maybe I'll head into another cave. We'll see. See, there's some cattails here. There's also a carcass. I might harvest that carcass. And the next thing to do after we've gotten... Actually, we can't sleep, so I'm sorry. We need to get the bedroll. We don't have the bedroll, so we can't sleep in the cave. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Still gonna go get the matches, though. It doesn't matter if we're tired. As long as we can get to the cave we want, which is back where it just came from. But it's worth taking this detour just to get the matches. And I'm going to drink a tea. As you can see, it's orange, meaning it's hot. And that means that I get some heat back. It even cures pain. Oh, that's handy. There we go. You see now my warmth meter changed to not being cold anymore. And that happens when you eat hot food or hot drinks. It will recharge some of your warmth. And on some difficulties, that's completely necessary. Like Nogoa or Acid at Sleep. If you ever played Acid at Sleep, the challenge, you are pretty dependent on hot food to complete that challenge, at least in a quick time. Okay. I could harvest that, but I don't think it's necessary. Let's grab these mushrooms. Might drink another tea. Yeah, while it's still hot. Get rid of the pain as well. Yeah, there we are. Let's grab all of these. And then we're going to head into Sketchy's cave. And this is probably the most dangerous part of this run. But it is totally worth it because we get the bedroll, which we need. If, however, you were in this situation right now, if this is you playing and you've come this far, you found the hammer, you got this loot, and you don't really want to go into the ice caves again and maybe face a wolf in there, what you could do is you could just head home. You could head this way, pretty much just hug the wall, and you'll eventually get to a lake, and then you follow the wall again, and then you get there. If you hug this wall, this wall on your right the entire time, it will eventually take you out of HRV. You just can't miss it. So that's an option as well. You don't have to go for the bedroll on that. You could just leave. Alright, I want to get these matches, and then I want to get the bedroll, and then we can sleep. So this is the same one that I showed you earlier in the opening, and it should be the same loot as well. And as you can see, that is the case. We're not going to be needing the pry bar because there's nothing to open with it. Yeah, but at least we have it for defense. But we also have the hammer. Let's do this, and we got matches. And we're not that cold, so I'm just going to head back right now. Now we're going to head to the cave, which is more or less exactly where we just landed after getting from the single fire. That is the first entrance to Sketchy's complex. And yeah, it's a little bit dangerous, but it's worth it. That cave leads leads down towards the edge of Moose Valley, and then it leads up to the other single fire. So if you want to get up to the southern single fire, you have to go through these caves we're going to go through now, or you have to go around and climb up the rope.
I hate being cold.
The only way.
I really do.
Okay, we're going to be a bit slow now. I apologize for that. Just bear with. This place here, by the way, is a pretty good place. If you want to climb up to where we were, by the way, to the single fire again, you can climb up this rope here. You see this rope? You can climb up. I hope you can see it. I'm actually recording this video in high definition. At least I hope I am. Yes, I am. Because of the minimap, I want you to be able to see as much detail as possible, provided you have the internet to do so. So I increased the recording quality for this video. I can't promise that they all will be like this. I hope you enjoy it. What was I talking about before then? I can't remember. But yeah, this oh yeah, that's right. This area is pretty good. So my main base, whenever I am here on Interloper on my main runs, my main base is always over there. Like right. No, I can't. But straight ahead of me now, this way, behind that hill there is a cave. And I always have that as my main base. The reason being that you can walk right over here and you can find up to 3 deer at the same time. There's rabbits over there. There's also rabbits outside the cave. There's 1 or 2 wolves around and a bear. And you're not too far away from things like a moose. So it's a good location without being in any immediate danger. Right, we need to be a bit careful here because there is a wolf in this areas. So let's get rid of this wolf. I'm just going to throw the torch at him, I think, and get rid of that. There you go. When you scare a wolf off like this, he can still attack you. It's just that it will bug out if that's the case. If he runs right at you, he could bug and attack you. Now, there is one possible drawback that could happen now when we enter this cave, which is that we are very tired at the moment, so we can't really climb. So there is a possibility that we get in there and then the bedroll is actually on the 2nd level, and if that happens, then we can't climb it because of we have sprained wrists. And also, we are tired. So if that's the case, if we go in there and there's no bedroll, then it means it's on the second floor, which means we either have to destroy something in order to make a bandage, or we have to go out of HLE, because there isn't really any other way to get up there. So let's hope. That might be one of the reasons why you might want to go in here earlier than I'm doing now. But, you know, there's always a solution. Every problem is a solution in disguise. So let's get in here. Alright, so we are tired now, we're cold, but we should warm up.
I'm so tired I could lay down right here.
So here we are. This is the other ice cave. And it's much like the first one, and more or less the same length. But has two major differences. One being that you can find a bedroll in here, you can also find a hacksaw. And the second one being there could be a wolf in here. That wolf is one of 3 indoor wolves in the game. And his name is Sketchy. Sketchy is no joke. Sketchy almost killed me on day 930 on my main run. So, no joke with Sketchy. I'm looking around everywhere now, see if I can find anything. Nothing here. The 2 other wolves, by the way, is Scruffy, who is in the cave in Desolation Point, underneath the bridge, the broken bridge. And Fluffy, which is the most famous one, who is in Bleak Inlet in the cannery workshop. She used to be in the dam, but now she's dead. There's also an indoor rabbit called Larry, who's in the cave between Fallen Muskeg and Bleak Inlet. Those are the 4 indoor animals. And Sketchy is not guaranteed to spawn. None of the special indoor animals or wolves are guaranteed to spawn. Fluffy has actually never spawned. A little fun fact about me, despite all the hours I have in this game and all the runs I've done, I've actually never had Fluffy spawn on any of my runs, like ever. But Sketchy and Scruffy I've had many times. And in this case we're looking out for Sketchy. The reason the wolf is called Sketchy is because he is sketchy, as in he's buggy. He tends to glitch, tends to run through walls, all sorts of unpredictable stuff. And he has killed many a player. And right now I'm looking around everywhere to see if I can find the bedroll, but also see if we can find Sketchy. I can't kill Sketchy unless I enter a battle with him. I can scare him off. We need to be careful, because if he shows up very unexpectedly, that would be bad. But this is the exit to Moose Valley. I can show you where we are. So you get your bearings, so you understand what I'm talking about here. I did this in case it's windy outside. Let's see. This should be above Moose Valley. Yeah, there we are. Let's grab these actually while we're here. Yeah, there's more berries. But yeah, we are in the middle of like a pathway now on the west side of Moose Valley. So here we are. You can see we have moose markings, so if I come back here and want to hunt moose, I know it will spawn here. So I can see the brown markings on the trees indicating this is a moose spawn. And over here we have our single fire. Can we see it? There it is. Yep, there it is. If it's not there, then it will be over there. But we don't need to be here. I just wanted to show you where you are now in the world. We're going to go back in, and we're going to head to the top cave that's over there. And also we need to find a bedroll. If we can't find a bedroll, either because it's not in here, but it should be, or because we can't get to it, well, then we have to leave HRV. We don't really have much of a choice otherwise. There might be some beds that you can sleep in, but I don't know where they are, if there are.
Oh, I've never been so hungry.
Memorizing where all the outdoor beds are in the game is hard. I only know some of them, because you almost never use them. Okay, so that was that exit. Now we're heading for the last exit. And we'll see, maybe there's a wolf in the way, maybe not. But we need to find the bedroll. That's what we need to find. And we continue searching. We're being very slow, but that's okay. Because then we have the time to listen, to react. At the moment, though, I'm talking, there's music, there's ambience. Easy to miss a wolf coming around. But I heard pause. Might have been wrong. Okay, we have a dead rabbit. There is the atrium. That's sort of Sketchy's atrium. Often where he is. I'm going to pick this up later because if Sketchy is around, you could smell it. I want to check here, this way, to see if I missed anything. It's easy to get lost here as well, but it's not a big deal. It shouldn't be too hard to navigate. Because this one's a little bit easier to navigate than the other one because it's a little bit more linear how this works. I think there isn't anything for me to loot. I think I got everything. Yeah. That's a piece of coal that I missed. Oh, what's this? Oh, some wood. I'm very, very heavy now, but that's okay. What's a little bit more heavy, eh? I think that's it before the atrium that I've looted, but let me just double check. I don't want to make a mistake and forget something. Let's continue here. Yes, that seems to be it. Okay, well, I'm just going to go back the same way that I came, because it makes things a little bit easier. Now I head through the atrium. Sketchy, if Sketchy is in the cave, he can be pretty much anywhere. He won't be right near an exit though, but he will be anywhere. Like he could be here. I've run into Sketchy around here before. He can also be in the blue atrium, and he can be further up. I don't think you can get Sketchy on the second floor of this cave though, if I remember correctly. But we can get him anywhere else. And we can't really kill him, but we can scare him off. Which is why I didn't want to pick up this rabbit right away. Well, you can pick him up now, though. Alright, let's see. There we got our corpse. This corpse is, I think it's always here. I'm not 100% sure about all of the loot in HRV. I don't hear any wolves. By the way, when they released episode 4, they changed the way ambient sounds work. So now, when I walk around, you can hear a lot more creaking in the ice. It's a little bit scary walking in here because of the wolf. You never know where it's going to pop up. Don't hear him though. Don't think he's in. He can appear later in the game. Just because he's not here now doesn't mean he won't appear later. On my main run, I've killed Sketchy 3 times. So it's not like he is either here or not here permanently. I think by now I would have seen him, so I don't think he is here. Now let's see here. Okay. We're in the atrium. I have not seen Sketchy, so it seems like we are Sketchy free for the minute. Let's see. So that means also the bedroll is up here, which makes things very annoying for us. And also have a look around if there's anything I missed here. Oh, yeah, I did miss a coal over here. 2 coals. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get up there by climbing. Let's eat something as well. And we'll drop wherever's heavy, and we'll try and get up there. That's pretty much the only way. Let's drop this, let's drop that, let's drop this. Let's have a bit of a drink. And then we'll drop all of it. Let's eat something. We can eat quite a few of these. We got a lot of cattails, so food-wise we're doing amazing. We just need the bedroll. Alright. Let's see here. What else can we drop? We can drop this. And this. Basically can't be heavy. And then we also need to, we can drop all these. Let's drop a few of these as well. Okay, now we're no longer heavy, but I don't think we can climb because we have sprained wrists. So that is the biggest problem here. Oh, I didn't put these back on, whoops. But we can harvest this, and that will do it. I'm gonna make a fire so that I don't lose my torch. And then we'll harvest our socks. That is definitely the most expendable item that we're wearing. Oh, actually, I might not need to harvest the socks now that I think about it. Because of the snow shelter. I forgot about that. Let's grab one of these coals. I forgot about that. Let's see. Oh yes, of course. See, this is why. You see what I mean? Like, I actually forgot about it because that's so rare to find cloth in HRV that I actually forgot about that I had harvested the snow shelter. But this is exactly why I decided to do that, because it gave me these 2 pieces of cloth, which now I can use to make bandages. If I hadn't harvested the snow shelter, then I would have no choice but to harvest these socks. These socks are pretty terrible. They barely give any warmth at all, and they're pretty much the worst clothing item in the game. So if I didn't have the cloth, I definitely would have harvested this. It would have given me 1 cloth, which gives me 2 bandages. So yeah, it's fine. While I'm at it though, I am going to make another bandage, because I need to use 2 of these to climb up here. But I want to have the other 2 against wolf attacks. So let's do this against these. And this. And I should be able to climb up now. It doesn't matter that you're exhausted. Just as long as you're not heavy, it should be fine. Let's grab this. And now we should be able to climb up. So you're very heavy. I mean, sorry, very tired. But we should be able to get up here regardless. It's not a long climb. And there we are, we made it up. Now let's see here. There should be a bedroll now on the right here. Let's see. That's the way out. I don't see any sketchy, and there should be a bedroll here. And there we are. Voila, the bedroll. And as you can see, this was totally worth it because here is the 3rd match spawn as well. So now we have 3 matches. There's the hacksaw, which is fantastic as well. And we have sardines, granola bar, and a backpack we can search. Handy. And most importantly, the bedroll. So now we can sleep. And a ski jacket to boot. So, you see, HRV is not a bad spawn. This one was a little bit lucky, like these 2, because they were inside the container, and the container has several different random locations they could be in. But still, that's pretty good. But even without these 2, it wouldn't affect my current situation very much. Just gives a bit of warmth is all. Okay, so I'm going to do some sleeping now. I think we'll actually sleep up here, because if Sketchy were to spawn for some reason, he's not going to spawn up here. So here is much safer. So we're going to sleep here. We should be warm enough. Let's see how warm we're 9 degrees, so we're fine. I'm just going to throw this. And we need to eat. Oh, did I actually not bring any water at all? Yeah, I didn't. Okay, let's make a fire then quickly. And just... Yeah, we can... No, let's not use the book. We use this. We'll make a fire just to make a little bit of water. I think I brought my can with me up here, so we can do that. And then we can sleep. Because I want to make sure I can recover some health.
Come on.
We should be warm enough in here as well. I'm not too worried about that. Let's put a couple sticks on. Alright, let's make some water. There we go. And while that's cooking, we can do this. Let's make this first. Now we're prepared for a wolf attack. If we end up in a wolf attack now, for some reason, we have the dressing, we have bandages, so we should be fine, provided we survive, of course. Let's start crafting some of these as well. How's this doing water-wise? We can make another one while we're at it. I want to make some mushrooms in case I were to get food poisoning. How's this looking? I mean, another stick or two. There we are. Now we're going to let this burn out. And I'll make another one of these while we're at it. There we go. And let's eat a bunch of these, because we want to go for well-fed from right away, because we have so much food because of all the cattails we found. So I'm going to go for well-fed from day one. Now we have actually already found all the major parts that there is to loot here in HRV. We found the mysterious Signify, we have hammer, we have hacksaw. So we're all good, really. In fact, we could, if we get scrap metal, just go and start forging right away. Which is actually what we'll probably do. Let's get this on. So there's much else to do here, but we are going to check one or two more places. Not so much anything else. I'm not sure we should check the moose spawn. Maybe we could just do an HRV little guide. We could do that. Just to see if it's there. Let's have a look though. Okay, so we are 6 degrees. This one's plus 8 degrees. I doubt it will get colder, but we'll sleep 2 hours just to make sure it doesn't go down. Alright, it's the same. Okay, it did not go down. I always want to make sure. So now we can sleep 10 hours and we can regenerate some health. Go. Then we can go back down and pick up the rest of our loot. Alright. A little drinking. And look at our health now and everything. We're looking great.
I would drink
Let's
almost
light a
anything
torch.
about now.
Alright. And now we can get out of here. I need to get my stuff though. We could actually drop a couple heavy things here in case, you know, in case I can't carry it back up. Let's pick up all of this stuff. It might be too heavy, we'll see.
I'm not sure I can
Yeah,
carry
we're a
much
bit too
more.
heavy, yeah. Alright, let's see what we can drop there. First of all, let's have a drink. And let's see, let's drop that. Oh, way too heavy. Let's drop this. Let's drop some of these. Let's drop some of these as well. I want to keep the book though. Let's drop some of these. We don't need that many anymore. I guess that's it. There we go. Nice. Wait.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Do you see that? The way that I dropped the hacksaw made it invisible. It was basically stuck here in the wall. I don't think there was anything else. Okay. So yeah, we got everything. We're a bit heavy, but that's okay. I'm carrying this rabbit, which I don't really need, but
And this
that's
pack
okay.
is getting kind of heavy.
It does sound, though, like there's maybe wind outside. An option is to harvest this rabbit, but we'll see. So this should be the way out. There we are. It does sound like it's windy out. Let's see if we can quickly light another torch. If it is, I'll probably go back in here and start a fire. We'll see. It is windy. So let's go back in then. And we'll make a fire and harvest this bunny while the wind dies down. It's also very cold because it's early morning, which is pretty much the coldest part of the day. So we might as well wait it out a little bit. But yeah, if this is you and you're playing now, you could pretty much just leave now. You are ready to go home. There
Come on,
isn't
little fire.
much more to it, really. You found all the important things, so we could really leave. But what I might do is that I might do a few more things in HRV for you to get a better feel for what this region can do.
That's a good one.
Now let's see, how are we doing with water? Enough, but not a ton. So let's do, let's harvest this. Okay, I'm gonna probably eat that at some point, but not right now. I'll eat that when I go to bed next, probably. I prefer using my hands to do this, because we're not in a hurry. For this last part here as well. We'll cook it, we'll cook this, and then we will harvest the hide. I forgot to drop my hide secure when I slept last night, by the way. Don't know if I want to take this with me. I need the guts. I guess I don't really need the guts. 31 minutes. Don't know if this will burn, actually. 18 minutes. I think I'll leave this there. Guts are easy to come by, so we'll leave those because we got one of these. Actually, we should maybe have a second gut because we need it for the bow. Let's take that, and then we'll put a piece of coal on here. Make a liter, which we might not need, but let's grab the guts. Just because it's going to attract wolves, but we should be alright doing it. Okay, so now I have 2 guts, that's great. Let's craft some more of this. Right. We are quite heavy.
Not sure I can carry much more.
Let's eat some more of these. Might as well have it in our belly rather than in our inventory so that we are lighter. And then I'll show you how to get out of here, and then I will not go out. I will do some more exploration probably. Okay, we're carrying more water than we really need, but that's okay. Okay, let's go back out now. Let's put 1 stick on here in case it's windy. Let's see what it looks like outside. Okay, now it's much better. There is usually a wolf in this area, but he shouldn't be a problem. There he is. He'll smell me very soon because I have the rabbit on me, or the guts rather. No Sketchy though. He hasn't smelled me yet. So over here is a rope anchor. This is the other way up to where I am now on this plateau. So if you want to check out the signal fires on this side, you have to go where I just went, or you have to climb up here. That's the way to do it. Let me see if I can see. Okay, so there. Sometimes you can find a hidden campsite here, but it's not here now. You see where this deer carcass is? Sometimes you can, in this area, find a abandoned campsite with some extra loot. It's on top of these, of this sort of mountain. Now, let's see if I can explain it a bit better. Don't fall down now, will you? Good. So this area here, in order to get there, you have to walk on this thing here. You have to walk up here, and then down across here and over there. And sometimes there's a campfire up top here and has extra loot. This campfire site can also be up here in front of us, which we're going to check out now. And it can be up near the lake, which we'll also check out. Now let's hug the wall on the left here, because if the wolf comes up, he can be a bit close. But let's make sure that doesn't happen. Another reason I want to go up here is because there is a chance that a maple spawns here. And remember, we have found the hacksaw. If you have the hacksaw, it effectively becomes a hatchet, and you can start getting saplings. So there is that. Here he is, yeah. So here we are at the bridge. Okay, so there's a little wooden bridge, or like a log bridge over here. Here we are. And on the other side, there's sometimes a little campsite, and sometimes it's maple. So let's just check that out. And if you want to go to the other single fire, that is over here. You see in the distance there, there's some bushes. That is the blocked entrance to the other mysterious single fire in the south. But you can just safely, you can just cross. Instead of going there, you go up here on this side. And then you fall down, and you're kind of stuck. Let me just get rid of this wolf. Okay. The wolf. Yeah. And then you're kind of stuck, but just like we saw before, but you can Skyrim down. If you can manage the one I did in this run, you can also manage the one that's on that side. Arguably that one is even easier. Let's see here, do we have anything? It looks like we have a deer carcass, another campsite. And there's no maple either. I could head to the other location for the mysterious signal fire, because there's usually birch saplings there. I don't really feel any kind of urgency in getting birch saplings especially. So we could wait with that. Let's see how much meat's on this guy. Oh, he's got a little bit, so let's warm up and harvest them. We use the book now. Book is heavy. Come on, fine. And as you can see, we're doing quite well with fire use. We still have what's that, 32 matches left. That's pretty good. Let's put a piece of coal on here.
It's so cold.
Let's get rid of this. And let's just use the hacksaw that we got to harvest this. I'm going to do it in kilo pieces, just to avoid smelling too much. And then I'll see if I want, do I want the hide as well? I don't know about that. We'll see. Anyway, let's cook this. And that. And while that's cooking, let's prepare some more mushrooms. Let's prepare this as well. That's not cooked. Just eat that right away. I should have 25 minutes, so let's make a tea. We have a level in cooking as well doing this. Let's put another few sticks on here. That's ready now. Take a few torches because I don't have that many torches. And there we go. Any more? I'm not sure I want to harvest the hide, if I'm honest. I'm kind of carrying it with me. But we could easily harvest this hide and take it with us. It's really not a big deal. But I'm really not in any urgency. Okay, so let's see here. Could we take a little shortcut down here? I guess we could. Rather than going with the... Ooh, we could just scare him off and run away. But let's see if I can take a little shortcut down here. I think you can. Seems to... Yeah, here we are. I thought so. We can just go this way. Good luck following me now, Wolf. Let's just crouch down to avoid taking sprains. You can still get sprains, mind you, but this is just a little bit safer. And down we are. Okay, and let's do that. Now one other thing, so if you go this way now, back there, you will get to the other location of the mysterious funeral fire. But we can do also this way. We're going to go this way, which leads back out of HRE to Milton. But there's another location people often forget about if you're in this area, which is to go up here. Up here, you can find some extra food. Now, let's see what do we have up here. Looks like we have a carcass. You can tell by the crows. I'm guessing it's going to be a corpse though, and not a deer carcass. But we'll see. And I was right. And as you can see, there's a bit of extra loot there. So we got this corpse. Nothing in it. But we got antibiotics.
This stuff will come in handy.
Which is great, because we'll probably get food poisoning by eating a rabbit. And there we are. So this is something, it's a little small area that people sometimes forget about. But it's totally worth coming up here for that little extra. I'm going to head back out now. This wolf is confused. The wolf is looking for me, thinking, where did Zach go? Like, well, he just vanished. So you see me, I took a little billy goat shortcut down by the mountain there, but you don't have to do that. You could have just scared off the wolf like I did with the stone and the torch. It would have ran away. Might as well grab these mushrooms for extra teas, extra cooking. As you can see, we're approaching full health again. We really don't have any concern at all in this area whatsoever. There isn't even much left to do here. There's only two things, I would say, which is the campsite. See if we can find that. If I hadn't already found the container, we could have gone looking for that as well. And then it's the moose carcass. I think we might leave the moose carcass for another time. I don't think it's worth taking a detour to go there, but we can see. There's really one more location I'd like to check, and that's the campsite location outside the Lonely Cave, which is near the exit to Milton. And I'm gonna guess the campsite actually is there. It's usually there, if it's not the other place. And after that, we'll probably head to Milton. Okay, so what time of day is it? Okay, we're approaching the afternoon now, so now the day is going to get progressively warmer. We are currently at -3. If it stays still like this, and then combined with the torch, we are actually probably going to start warming up. Because already we're on day 2, we have an air wrap, we have combat pants, we have Mackinac jackets, we're very warm. You can see it's quite good to go spawn an HRV, provided you know where matches are and can handle the wolves. Now here's another passage that is, can't get past here. Well, I might have to make some more torches actually. I don't think you can. Can you go on the right? Let's see. I can never remember. Can you zigzag this? No. Okay, so then you have to go around. It should be up here, I believe. It should be possible to get past here without too much effort. Let me just see if I can manage. Oops, fell down. Let me make a few torches, because I'm running out of torches before I do this. Yeah, we'll use this. So bear with. I can't actually remember exactly how to do this, but I think there's two different ways, the same as before. You can jump over it, like I did in the other single fire, or you can use a campfire. So just bear with. I'm just gonna make some torches first.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Let's grab some torches. That's a bad torch, but see if we can do the same trick. Let's do that. That's a good one. All these are good. Oh, I missed that one a little bit. Oh, that one wasn't as good as I thought it was. Alright, let's see. I'm pretty sure you can get up there this way. I just haven't done it in a long time. I'm pretty sure you can get up this way. Let's just see if I can manage this. Let's harddoll. Very slowly. Harddoll. Hug. And there we are. And that's how you do it. Wasn't that hard, was it? Let's see if we can up down here. And there we go. Hacks. When you played this game too much. Okay, so now we are crossing this bridge. The only way to get up here is the route we just took. Normally you need a hatchet to get past there, but you know, tricks of the trade secrets. Crossing this bridge now. If you wonder where we are, over there is back down towards Hushed River Valley and the whole open area. And this way is the way out of HRV. That's the cave to Milton. And we're going to go very soon. But first, we're going to check out this cave up here. Now, if you go into the ice caves like I did, and you found the bedroll, but you didn't find the hacksaw, well, then the hacksaw will be here, which is why it's worth going here. In addition, as you can see, we got some maple, which we'll need for the bow. So this is totally worth taking this trip. That's for this cave here. Let's get these first. There we go. And here's this cave. I think it's called Lonely Cave. Let's see. Lonely Cave, yes. And as you can see, there's a bit of mixed gluten here. We have tuna sardines, pork beans, and actually I would like this second can because it's easier for cooking, although we have a pot, so let's grab this as well. More wood. As you can see, there's a lot of wood here in HRV. Now, if you didn't find the hacksaw in the ice cave, the hacksaw is almost certainly here. I mean, very, very likely. Okay, we could head out of here right now and head to Milton, but there's one more area I'd like to check, which is the possibility of the campsite. And if it's not there, I think we'll leave it. We're just going to go down pretty much. Once we leave this area up here, we can't really get anywhere else. Let's see, there's several ways down. Let's just choose one that's safe. But probably here will be fine. Here's some crows, which is a good sign. We can actually see if there's a campsite here. And there is. There it is, right there. That's the campsite I was looking for. Let's see. I think we can go down here. It's fine. And again, you want to be a little bit careful. We'll probably get a sprain doing this. But that's okay. You don't have to go this way, by the way. There's multiple ways down that are not dangerous at all. I'm just doing it this way because I'm pretty sure I can manage. This is fine, yeah. And there we go. It's not too hard, but there are other routes that are down that are much easier and safer than this. The easiest is to go back to the log bridge that we used to cross over, where you can see the cave to Milton, and go there, and then you can go down. And here we are now. Let's see. Now you can also, this route here, which you can access this regularly, you can walk up here and through here, and this will lead all the way around. I think actually you can find a campfire there as well, but we are not going to go there. We're going to go down here, and here we are. Here's the camp. This is what I was looking for earlier, the campsite. As you can see, it's pretty good. In fact, there is another hacksaw here, so now we have two of these. Yeah, maybe I'm changing your mind about HRV. Maybe you want to spawn there next time, eh? Let's have a look in here. Oh, nice and warm, eh? Let's grab these saplings. And grab these. We pretty much have everything we want for a bow now, except for scrap metal. Let's see what we have in this backpack. We have another pot, which is great. We have a... Let's get the backpack first. Oh yeah, here's the famous HRV revolver casings. As you can see, they're invisible. It's usually 2 or 3 of them. We only got 1. There's the scarf, put that on. But yeah, so now we have revolver casings. This is an artifact of HRV you can usually find between 1 and 3 of these. You can't find a revolver though. There is footage of people finding the revolver on Interloper, but that was a bug. That's not something to rely on. And even if you could get one, I mean, what are you going to do with 3 bullets?
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Let's see, how much food does this have? Well, it has quite a bit, so let's make a fire. Same old story. And then we're going to head out of here. We have now done pretty much everything there is worth doing in HRV in terms of the valuable loot. We went to the mysterious single fire, went to the ice cave, went to the campsite. Even found the container, which was great, but it's not strictly necessary. So all sorts of things was achieved in this spawn with minor difficulty, I would say. So yeah, it's been a great success. So we're going to head out of here. The only thing that we haven't done is to check whether the moose carcass has spawned. Because right now it's on the exact opposite side of the map, and it's going to be a hell of a trek to go there. So therefore I am not particularly interested in going there. It's a very long detour for potentially nothing. However, if you would like, let me know in the comments, and I can make a supplementary video one day on this same run, where I can go back to HRV and see if the moose carcass is there. Assuming it hasn't despawned, of course. So if that's the case, let me know in the comments. Okay, an hour. I think this time I might get the hide, but first of all, we're gonna get the cloth from here. Let's see. Dismantle this, and now we have some more cloth. We'll go in the cave and we'll sleep there on the way out. Let's see, how's this looking? We got 3 minutes, 30 minutes. Alright. We don't really have much that needs doing. I think I might get the hides this time. Let's just put on one of these because it's so heavy. Alright. And I'm going to use my hands, which is actually better than the hacksaw, and go. This shouldn't burn the meat. So now I'm going to take it. I got that, and I think I might take these with me as well, because we're in such a good position now to start curing and everything. So we'll do that. Okay. Water-wise, I think fine. Can also make a liter though. And grab these. And then we're going to head out of here. Grab some torches. That's alright. Let's even find another good torch. How about right in this corner here? That's good. I missed that. Yeah. Right. There. Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm moving mouse slightly whenever I click, you see. Yeah. I'm still not convinced that that's just an accident. I have not tested that trick extensively yet. So I'm not sure if that is an actual thing or it's just chance. In any case, though, that is it for HRV. So why don't we head out of here now? Yeah, we have the gold of HRV. We found lots of good stuff. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head out of HRV and into Milton. The plan from here is to go crafting. So what we're going to do, we could loot all of Milton really. We really don't have any rush at all. So the best thing now would be to loot Milton. Maybe not all of Milton, but a lot of Milton. And then head to Fallen Muskeg and do some forging. Possibly go via Trapper's Cabin in Mystery Lake just to dump stuff and make a base. But we could also make a base in the farm, which maybe we'll do. We'll continue this run until at least we have settled in Milton. And after that, we'll see. We'll either end the run, or we'll continue, or we'll make it 2 parts if you'd like to see some more. For now, though, as we are done with HRV, and we're on our way out. If you are still watching this, then you are amazing. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. And let's say that today's keyword, today's secret word, is mushroom. And I can think of quite a few things you can say in combination with that. You know, I love the mushrooms of HRV. And so on. We are very heavy now, but that's okay. I'm just getting all the loot. And as is typical of any person who plays the Long Dark, we are always going to be heavy. It is the ultimate repeated question for a Long Dark player. You are not a true Long Dark player if you have never asked yourself the question, why am I so heavy? So let's get all this stuff, and then we're going to head out and into Milton Cave, which might not probably turn off the map as well. So let's head through here. So as you can see, Hushed River Valley is actually a really good spawn. There are a few immediate dangers when you do spawn, like as you could see, when I spawned this run, I spawned in the actual river and I had matches in front of me, but there was also a wolf in front of me, which made things a little complicated. But I used the rabbits to my advantage. If you were in a blizzard, then you could literally just run there and the wolf wouldn't even be there. You could just run through the blizzard to the cave and you'll be fine. Really easy. Just follow the river and hug the left wall, and even in blizzard you'll find it. If there was no blizzard and no rabbits, that would make it slightly more complicated. You'd probably have to crouch through the wolf, and you would have to use stones to distract it to make sure you get past. As long as you get past him, you can grab the matches, light the fire, and then scare the wolf off. Same thing if you spawned any of the other locations. As long as you can get to the first set of matches, you are pretty much golden for the rest of HRV. Because once you have the matches, you can start fires. You can light your way through the caves, you can scare away wolves, you're pretty much set. We didn't encounter any of the 2 bears that are in HRV, and they wouldn't be afraid of the torch, but that's about it. And there's 2 of them here in HRV, bears I mean. But they are quite easy to avoid. The bears in this map tend to stick through the edge, the center of the map, so they are quite easy to avoid. And there isn't really much good loot in the center of the map. The container that I found in the cave could spawn in the center of the map. Other than that, there isn't that much to loot in the center itself. Okay. So HRV is a good spawn, as you can see. This is, I mean, I had some luck with this run, in that I found the container quickly and found the air wrap and the combat pants, but if I took those out of the equation and basically walked around like this, it would still be pretty good and get colder a little bit faster, but still a pretty good run. Wouldn't make a major difference. And as you can see, I was unlucky in that the bedroll spawned at the top of the second cave, meaning I had to craft bandages to get up there. And if I didn't have the snow shelter I dismantled, I would have to have sacrificed my socks, but you know, that's okay. But as you can see, there's a lot of loot here in HRV, and a lot of good loot, which is why a lot of veteran players actually have this as their favorite spawn. This is the best spawn that they have, because you can get so much good loot very quickly on day one, and then you're pretty much set for the rest of the run. And as you can see, that is the case. Is it a pleasant way to live? A cool area to be in? Maybe not, but it is unique in that there's no landmarks, or any real landmarks, I guess. But it is not the friendliest of regions. It's hard to navigate. It's just overall very tough. And yeah, we don't need that code. So that's why not everyone likes it. It's very easy to get lost. Even me, I don't remember the exact layout of the ice caves. I don't know all of the locations for all the loot, but I know all the major sites, and that's really all you need. So if you spawn here, you can be set for a very good run very, very soon. It's a really great location to spawn, but and I understand when everyone likes it. You kind of have to know the map to do it. And I hope this tutorial has been helpful for that, because hopefully now you have a better understanding of where things are in HRV and how to get to them. Let's see. And as I mentioned, I had the minimap. I hope that was useful to help you understand where I am at all times, because it's not easy to navigate HRV. I have turned it off now, because now we're out of HRV and in the cave towards Milton. And Milton is probably one of the maps people know the best, so I'm not sure if that's necessary. Let me know what you thought of the map though. Did you think it was necessary, unnecessary, was it too big, too small, whatever. I can't, if you do like it, I can't guarantee that I'll put it in other videos. It depends, because it was quite a lot of effort to edit it together. Okay. So here we are at the exit to Milton, coming right up. It's right in front of us here. Before that, just give me 1 minute. Alright, I am back. Let's see. Now I could sleep in this cave right here. How heavy am I actually? Quite heavy. I could sleep in this cave right here, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to the trailers that is right nearby. Because the trailers makes for a better bed. We also have a workbench there and some other stuff. So it's just a better place to sleep really than in here. So I'm going to head there and sleep there. And here we are. We are now at Milton. It's getting dark. Mountain Town. This is an area that if you're watching this, you probably know it quite well. Another reason to not bother having a map here, because most people know Milton and Mystery Lake really well, so there isn't much point in having a map here, I don't think. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head to the trailers. We're going to sleep there, and then I think I would head to Greymother's house and kind of get settled there, and then from there on we could go to farm, we could go to trappers, all sorts of things. But first things first, we're going to head to this trailer, and we're going to get rested in here, and maybe sort out some inventory as well. We're not far away from well fed. We're only on day 2. I think we spawned at night, so I think we are in the 3rd day soon. But that's about it. Can't run because it's too heavy. As you can see, it came from HRV with so much loot that we're just trotting to it, being very, very slow, very heavy. Now I will probably eat the ruined rabbit meat now, because it doesn't matter if I get food poisoning. we have to sleep it off anyway, so who cares? And then I will just sleep that off and keep moving. The upside of having food poisoning is that you can eat everything else that has food poisoning while you have poisoning to begin with. That's the same with parasites. If you were to get intestinal parasites, if you were to eat wolf or bear meat, and you were to get parasites, well, the upside of doing that is that you can eat more wolf meat and bear meat while you are curing the parasites. Similarly, if you would like to sleep for longer, for whatever reason, you'd like to kill some time for, whatever reason, you can get food poisoning deliberately so that you need to sleep longer to fully recover. So there are upsides. Strange as it sounds, there are upsides to getting poisoned. What's that? Another flying crows. Okay. Let's harvest these rose hips. We don't really need that wood. Let's go in here. What loot do we have in here? You can find a hacksaw in here. I think you can find hammer in here as well. Down this run though. Grab the book because of fire. What else have we got in here? Not much. Okay, we're going to sleep in here. Let's sort ourselves out. So first things first, let's drop everything that's curing. It's fresh gut and fresh and fresh and saplings. Fresh and fresh, and that's fresh as well. And yeah, that's good. So we're going to eat this now. And this should give us food poisoning, I believe. Yep.
What a way to die.
And then
I
I'm
just want to die.
actually going to drink this. And we'll eat this as well. And we'll eat this. Or at least as much of it as we can. Have a drink. And as you can see, we have done this. We need to sleep for 10 hours now. So we can just chuck this. And then we can sleep for 10 hours. And we should be fine. I won't recover any health because I'm poisoned. It prevents health regeneration. But that's okay. I got calories out of it. And I'm pretty much at full health anyway. So who cares? Food poisoning done. Let's eat this as well now.
I need a drink.
Yeah, we'll eat this or drink this as well because it's quite heavy. And we'll have a proper drink, so to speak. And then we'll make sure. I might actually light a torch because we're gonna go outside anyway and grab all this stuff. I'm quite heavy, but I might leave a few things behind. Ooh, this could be handy, but I'm not sure how necessary it is right now. Let's drop these two. Let's drop this. Two of these. Let's also drop a few of these. Doesn't matter if a bit heavy. Oh, I forgot to leave this. Alright, let's head out of here. Let's head to Greymother's house in the center of town. Oh, we're slow, but we're not super slow. So let's head into Milton. I see the bridge in front of me. I don't think I'm going to bother looting the stone church. We can do that later. I pretty much just want to keep moving. We have so much food, so much water. We're doing great with pretty much everything. We have everything we need. Missing some scrap metal, but as you saw, I could have done that there. I could have harvested that that door, those lockers. But on the way to the forge, that shouldn't be an issue. I can get some scrap from, like, maybe the Orca station. I can drop by Mystery Lake and go to the dam. You know, there's all sorts of things. And even if I don't do that, just looting, having the hacksaw in full on muskeg, and looting the scrap metal you find there, you're probably going to end up with about 10 scrap metals. There's enough to make the hatchet, as well as a knife, and some arrowheads. So we'll be fine regardless. And here we are, down at the bridge. It's a little shortcut. Doesn't seem like there's any wolves out at the moment. That's more mushrooms, but I got so much of it now that I'm not particularly bothered about it. But you can loot, you should check these, you should check everything really. But I have so much loot now, I'm so heavy, I'm not going to check all of this stuff, but check the cars. The cars can have matches. Oh, there's a wolf. And the stone church can have some misc loot, but nothing major. And we're going to Grandmother's house. There's a few places that have good loot though. The trailer where I was at has good loot here in Milton. Grandmother's house has good loot. The farm in the south has good loot. The Orca station has good loot. And the crash site, the plane crash, has good loot. It actually has the stim. It's one of the guaranteed stims. That's something I didn't really mention in HRV. There are no stims in HRV at all. That's one thing it doesn't have. It doesn't have stims and it doesn't have cloth. So it's unique in that way. Here in Milton there is one stim, and it's by the plane crash, the small plane crash where you crash in episode 1. That's where the stim is.
Too cold to think.
And cloth, there's a lot of that. Let's see if we can get to Grandmother's house without having to light a fire on the way to keep this torch. I'm quite heavy, so I'm gonna... Did I? Oh yeah, I don't have gloves. No. That's right. Let's get in here and start a fire ASAP. I can keep the match. And Grandmother's house has a few unique loot aspects to it. That's worth mentioning. And let's light the stove. This is one of, is it 6 slot stoves? There's this one, there's one in Pleasant Valley, no, there's 2 in Pleasant Valley. 2 in Pleasant Valley, 1 here, and 1 in Bleak Inlet. So there's 4 of them. I'm not sure if Blackrock has one when that comes out. Alright, there we are. Let's put this on here as well. So I want some torches. It's a good one. It's another good one. Another good one. Alright, let's look around. There should be some matches here. There are guaranteed matches here. There they are. These are always there. Grandmother's house is the only place in Milton with guaranteed matches. So if you were to spawn in Milton, you should head to Grandmother's house as soon as you can, because you'd be guaranteed to find matches there. Considering there is so much to loot there in Milton though, you are quite likely to find other matches in random locations, such as the cars or in other houses. So even if you aren't near Grandmother's house, you probably find more matches around. But Grandmother's house is the only one that's guaranteed, I think. Often you'll find it in the farm as well, but I don't think they are guaranteed. Let's loot all this stuff. Let's see if we can find some coffee or something. Notice when I'm positioning myself, that's to prevent losing too many calories as I move around. Let's get that. And I need to make some gloves if I can't find... Oh!
Hope nobody needs
Cooking
this
book.
anymore.
This can also be a base if you like. Oh wait, there's another 6 though. There's 5 then. The one in the farm south of here, they also have a 6 slot stove. That's 5 then. Let's get all of this. Let's see. And now I come to one of the secret areas to loot here in Milton. There's a hidden area that can have different kind of loot. And that's in the storage room here, right in here. So right here, you can find mostly just crates and cardboard boxes and things. But then you also have this piece of cloth here. And what happens is if you destroy this piece of cloth, there's very often something behind it. Usually it's a accelerant. Sometimes it's a rabbit hide. Sometimes it's sewing kit. Sometimes it's a piece of cloth, or sometimes it's newspapers. Sometimes you can also see what it is on the side. Yeah, I can see there's something. It's a maple sapling. So you could actually go on the side here, and you can peek, and you can see it. I managed to do it, but now I can't do it again. But anyway, let's destroy it. And voila, look at that. We have a cured maple sapling. Ready to make a bow. Isn't that amazing? So now we can actually, once we have this other one secured here, we can actually make the bow already. We still need the arrows though. You get the idea. Quite handy stuff. Ooh, combat pants.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
Great stuff. That should be better than this. Let's see if we can find the gloves. I'm gonna grab some cloth as well, and then I think I don't know if I need. Oh, we found the mag lens as well. Oh, and socks. Good socks.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
This is one of the other magnets. There's usually 2 or 3 of them in the game. One is guaranteed in Mystery Lake. You'll find it in either Trapper's Cabin, Lookout Tower, or in Camp Office. One of 2 places in Camp Office. And then here's another one, and sometimes you can find a 3rd one as well. Nice. Okay. Alright, that's pretty much everything looted here. I'm going to grab some of these to get some cloth. I want to make gloves, and I might want to repair some stuff too. Should make moving about a lot easier. Okay, so let's see. So I don't have any gloves, as you can see. We don't need these anymore, so we can harvest that. Just carrying it around. Alright, now let's make some gloves. Improvised wraps. They're not that great, but, you know, it's better than nothing. There we are. Put those on. Is anything in bad condition? 59. Oh, this is quite bad. Let's see if we can repair this. It's worth doing a few repairs now. Hold on. Before I continue doing this, I forgot, but I should be dropping this stuff. Because this is all fresh, so while I'm doing repairs and what have you, this can lay down here and cure. Let's see what else is low quality. I don't really care about these socks. Doesn't matter if they're low or breaks, because they're really bad. This one I would like to repair, so let's do some more repairs. Doesn't matter if you spend a day in here doing repairs. We'll probably find more loot though soon, but I just want to make sure everything's in decent condition, especially the stuff that I'm likely to keep on me for a while. This is going to help me be warm. Let's also repair this. And there we are with that. And now you can see we have plus 11 warmth bonus because of our clothes, which is a lot. And we are on day 4, so we're going to be quite warm moving about. This is a very, very good start. Let's eat this. And let's also have a drink. And then we'll pick this stuff up. Because we're going to keep moving. And then we'll make a note. Head to ML. Head to Forge. Maybe make more scrap metal. Alright, let's sleep 1 hour. I picked them up before sleeping because I didn't want to forget them. Alright, so that was just 2.5 days in. We're going to get well fed soon. And I think I'm actually going to end the walkthrough here. Let's see, because this is roughly, it's only about 2 hours and a bit, this one. But I think that's pretty much all you need to know, because right now we are in Milton. And the Milton is the one place people know the best. So do you really need me to go through Milton much more? I can if you want, of course. But Milton is very familiar because most people have played story mode. They know Milton really well. They know all the houses, all the places. Maybe they don't know all the details there is to know. But It's an area most people are very familiar with. Same with Mystery Lake. But I can tell you what I would do from this point on, and that would be to now go to Trapper's Cabin, or if I'm very heavy, I would go to Fallen Muskies straight away. But most likely I would go to Trapper's Cabin, maybe wait until I'm well fed so I can carry more stuff. I would dump some stuff and make Trapper's Cabin my base, because I already have everything I need to forge in. And then I would head to Fallen Muskeg and do some forging. Alternatively, if I'm a bit worried about scrap metal, I could maybe go and get some either now in the Orca Station or in the dam or somewhere else to get some scrap metal, then go forging, and then come back to Trapper's Cabin, and then I have my bow. In fact, because we have a cured maple sapling that we found, and this one is curing, we probably could have a bow by day 7, probably, or 8, and then we'd be ready. So that's what would happen next. And if you would like to see a part 2 of this spawn, you can let me know. Some people did request a part 2 of the Tim Wolf Mountain spawn, so maybe I can do that too. I have to see. But anyway, this one is a bit shorter because once we're out of HRV, you're in Milton, and a lot of people know Milton. So from here, it's pretty easy. It's the same as all the other tutorials. You get to the forge now, either directly from here or via Mystery Lake. Now, that all being said though, HRV spawn, it was highly requested. A lot of people fear it. As you can see, it's not that easy to navigate, but there are landmarks, mostly the caves. Once you know where the caves are and where they lead, it's not that hard to get to the key locations. And as you can see, look at the gear we have just by spawning HRV. Now, we're a bit lucky to find the air rules and 1 combat pant that early in the game, but even without it, you know, we got Mackinac, we got ski jacket, we got all this other stuff. We found the, well, this was a little bit lucky, but that's not really that relevant though. But we found the hacksaw. We actually found 2 hacksaws, hammer. We have a lot of matches. We have a lot of fuel. I mean, we have so much stuff. Look at how many cafes we still have. I mean, we're not even close to being hungry or thirsty or anything, and our health is pretty much full. We're going to get well fed. So we are pretty abundant, I would say, right now. We have so much resources, so much stuff, so many tools, so good clothing, so many bonuses. So as you can see, HRV is a really good spawn. You just need to know where to go. And if you still struggle after this tutorial, I recommend that you go there on one of your other runs. Like maybe you have an Interloper run that you have now lived on for a while, and maybe then it's time to go to HRV on that character with a bow and take your time and learn it and get a feel for the region. And then you can try a spawn there. Or you can get a spawn there on a lower difficulty like Voyager or Stalker, and then just get a feel for the region and where things are. As I showed you though, what matters is getting, when you spawn, the #1 priority is to get matches. And there are 3, possibly 4 places you can get the match. Get them right away, or leave. You can also, if you want, of course, make it so that when you spawn in HRV, the first thing you do is to leave. But if you don't do that, your #1 priority is to get the matches. In fact, the spawn that I had, if I wanted to, I could have, instead of running down the river to the matches, I could have run to the right, and I could have run all the way up to the cave and out to Milton. But if you do go for the matches, once you have them, you have fire, you have warmth, you have water, you can cook things, you can scare wolves, you're doing great. Once you have the fire, you find out where the mysterious single fire is. Is it north? Is it south? You go there, you get the stuff, and then you go to the ice caves, or you go to the ice caves first, depending on your spawn and what's convenient for you. Get the bedroll, get the hacksaw, and then you can also, if you want, look for this campsite. Maybe get some saplings. If you're really lucky, you'll find that container. I'm sure there's a list of all possible spawns for that container. I'm not sure what all of them are, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I don't know, maybe 3 of them by heart. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do in Milton, in HRV. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful. I hope you're less scared of it now, and I hope you know what to do. I could continue it, but from here on, it would be pretty much like any other Interloper run. going for the forge and the bow. And as you can see, we have so much supplies that we are looking really good. And we haven't even begun looting Milton other than Grandmother's house. So there's a lot more stuff to find here in Milton. So this is looking very, very good, this run. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you have a Merry Christmas if this is out in December, which I hope it is. And if you're watching this in the future, then forget what I just said. And I hope you have a good day. But yeah, I hope this tutorial helped. And I hope you don't fear Hush River Valley as much next time. So with that, thank you very much. And I'll see you next time, survivors. And bye-bye.